From the heart of the Cape, this is Barnstable Today for Tuesday, November 18th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford.
The island merchant is the latest business to be punished in the wake of a Barnstable police sting operation. That's our lead story. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
A bartender at the Main Street spot sold a Bud Light to an underage undercover officer on August 16th for $3.50.
Manager Joe Dunn was straightforward in his appearance yesterday in front of the licensing authority.
The bartender has been with me for 5 years, has done nothing wrong. She obviously made a mistake, but it's still my responsibility, not her. I mean, she's responsible for it. We've talked to her. I've actually been at the police office where we went through the education program, so it falls on me as the owner and the manager, no one else.
Like dozens of other establishments busted in that sting, the island merchant will have its license suspended for 1 day next summer.
The Community Preservation Committee was also in action in Town Hall yesterday.
At their session in the hearing room, they received an update from the town's finance director, Mark Milne.
Passing around now a summary of the Community Preservation Fund's financial position as of the end of the most recent fiscal year end, June 30th, 2008. There's also a couple of pages there towards the end about that shows some of your more recent financial balances. But if I could just start off, I won't review all these numbers. There's a lot of numbers here, but I just want to point out some of the highlights for you. At the end of June 30th, 2008, the Community Preservation Fund had a cash balance of almost $9.6 million. Your outstanding bonds payable, all associated with the open space part of the program, was $26.3 million. And you had a fund balance of $9.6 million in total, which was broken down between affordable housing, $989,000 fund balance, historic preservation, $1.1 million, open space program, $4.2 million, administrative expenses, $13,000, and the unreserved portion of the program, $3.2 million. So that was your financial position as of June 30, 2008. The next page, page 2, shows the statement of revenue and expenses and changes in that financial position for the fiscal year end June 30th, 2008. Just some quick highlights. Your total revenues were almost $6 million. That included surtaxes of almost $2.5 million with state matching funds of $2.4 million. That, by the way, was probably the last, as you know, the last year we'll receive 100% match reimbursements. And it's 100% match on what's billed, not what was taken in at $4.86 million.
A couple of interesting development plans resurfaced at the latest site plan review session.
Attorney Michael Ford spoke of plans to build a new TD Bank North on Cape Cod Mall property at the Blanchard Liquor site.
As the committee is aware, since we've already done an informal, this is proposed to be in the location of the existing liquor store on the Cape Cod Mall property. I also have here a couple of representatives of Simon today, Mr. Leo Fine, the mall manager, and Mr. Rick Tonzi from Simon Corporation is also here. I think what I'd like to do, since the previous site plan was informal, is first review with you the decision of the Cape Cod Commission, which at the time we met 2 weeks ago had not yet been put to writing. As you may recall, the mall underwent an expansion and renovation back in the late 90s, 98, for which a DRI was issued for the entire mall property, of which this is a part. And as a result, the Commission reasoned that notwithstanding the fact that this is only a 3,000 square foot bank office with drive-throughs that's proposed, that it triggered Cape Cod Commission jurisdiction because the entire property was subject to the DRI. So we returned to the Commission and sought a minor modification of that previously issued DRI, and it was considered before the Regulatory Committee of the Commission, and they have made a decision, which I've given you a copy of. I just got it yesterday afternoon, or I would have emailed it to you, Mr. Perry. I presented it to you this morning, but they've issued a minor modification indicating that the DRI plans could go forward with this change, that this building would replace the existing retail building that is out there currently.
It was also Attorney Ford representing Stop and Shop.
They are planning a new store just off Iano Road near the Victory Chapel area. The plans have been circulating for quite some time.
This is a project, Mr. Perry, that the Site Plan Review Committee referred to the Cape Cod Commission in October of 2001, and I'm pleased to say we're back. It's been...
You made it in the same decade.
We did make it in the same decade, and we did manage to stay within the same RPP, and most of the zoning is still the same here locally as when we started out. I think the members of the committee are intimately familiar with the project. It's undergone a number of various reviews, and I'm not going to go through the entire history of some of it torturous of those years to come back here, but suffice this to say that I think we're back with a plan that everybody feels is a good plan. Number of compromises have been made on the part of the applicant to get there in response to comments not only from the Cape Cod Commission and the public, but also the town as the project evolved.
Representing the Health Division for Site Plan Review, Director Tom McKean spoke to some of the requirements.
The original Title V had it set at a lower factor,
Right.
which caused the
Which
problem.
caused issues with some septic systems, and it backed off. You know, for septic systems, it went to 97, and we've been using that for calculations for sewer flow since then.
My only other item is, this is not a site plan review issue, but it's an issue for the building permit process, is the Health Division will need to see floor plans for each food processing operation. And
Right.
we will be looking for things such as touchless hand wash sinks. It's now a requirement in the town of Barnstable. You might not be aware of that, but in the town of Barnstable, they have to be touchless faucets, hands-free. They can be knee-operated, foot-operated, or they can be sensor-operated. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Steve Seymour, representing engineering, also offered some input.
Just want to get into the details of the intersection designs and the traffic, how that's going to work. And the other is the utilities. I think we have a good overall idea of what we want to do, but there'll be some details on the sewer connection. Because of the public easement issue, you'll need to go with to talk with Bob Bergman over at the engineering office, and there'll need to be some kind of an observation manhole, I believe, test manhole, you know, where the easement's going to come into the property, and those kind of details.
In our weather outlook, gusting winds will be the dominant factor tonight. Mostly cloudy with a chance of showers after midnight. Winds gusting to 40 out of the north and lows in the mid-30s. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy, the chance of some afternoon showers, winds still gusting to 40 out of the north, and highs struggling to bust out of the upper 30s.
The midweek meeting schedule remains heavy. Tonight, the school committee gathering at 7 in the night auditorium at the high school. Tomorrow, a joint meeting of the school committee in the town council in the selectmen's conference room at 5 o'clock, where they will be interviewing the 8 candidates to fill Peggy Dandridge's vacancy on the school committee.
There's an affordable accessory apartment ZBA hearing in the hearing room at 6. Then at 7, it's the Charter Commission in the Growth Management Conference Room on the 3rd floor of Town Hall. And the ZBA at 7 in the hearing room. Also at 7, the Highness Main Street Historical District Commission gathering in the school administration building.
Then, capping off a very busy meeting schedule tomorrow, the Shellfish Committee is meeting in the MEA conference room off Finney's Lane at 7:30.
Our temperatures continue to slip, and with that in mind, the Barnstable DPW continues to look for more contractors for snow and ice removal. Call the DPW if you're interested.
And the Senior Center has a call out for volunteers to deliver special Thanksgiving dinners to homebound seniors here in town on Wednesday the 26th. Contact Claudia at the Senior Center if you'd like to lend a hand. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.